Hey everyone, Peter from All I.T Solutions, Queensland. Today we're creating our first video for YouTube. Often we got a lot of customers over the years wanting to know more about us, my business, my journey, the staff and the subcontractors that we deal with and our suppliers. So I thought we'll spin up this channel and go ahead and start making some video footage. You might find some interest and there might be tips and tricks along the way that I'll show you on how to fix your own stuff before you bring it to us. Alrighty, we've got Kylie from KWP and she'll be helping us out with shooting us questions and we'll go forwards. Alright Kylie.
So Peter, how did you get started?
Okay, since I was about 12 or 13 years old, I've always had an interest with computers and automotive. And I was dead set determined to be a car mechanic, car rebuilder or car modifier. And I started tinkering around with cars, and then when it got too cold outside, started tinkering around with computers inside. Liked both industries. Then I had the opportunity about 15 years old to work at a local garage, and I did that for 6 months and I absolutely hated it. And I guess I solid my path on going towards the computer industry rather than becoming an automotive tech trade or mechanic.
Excellent. And what are the challenges and lessons that you've learnt on your journey?
Okay, so I've had multiple jobs throughout my career. I finished high school, I went to TAFE, I got my certification in network engineering and just hit the ground running in the computer industry. The challenges I had was after leaving TAFE, the only jobs with minimal official experience were only paying roughly about $20,000 at that time. And I took a bit of a U-turn where I started working at a plumbing shop for $45,000 a year. So like a big difference being the delivery driver versus being in the industry that I really wanted to be in. And I wasn't patient. I wasn't patient on earning $20,000 and working up the ranks. So I thought, time is money. I can earn more than, double working at a plumbing shop. And I did that for quite some time. And then I got sick of it because I know that whilst I was progressing and I got a better role and got more money and that was doing well. It's not what I wanted to do. Computers was always something that I always wanted to do. And I wanted to work for myself. So I put my notice in and I said, I'm done. They tried to retuck me, try to throw more money at me. That didn't work because I'd already just shown them the business registration saying here's my business name, All I.T Solutions NSW. Because I originally, born and bred in Sydney and lived there most of my life. And long story short, up in Queensland now. But we'll dig into further on how that come about. But just don't give up. If you want to do something and you set a goal or you've got something that the itch that you can't scratch, try it out because I thought I was going to be like this top car builder, spray painter, modifier. No, I absolutely hated it. But yeah, so my fallback was computers and I'm still doing it today.
That's a great lesson. What about why you love what you do?
Because it's not just one thing. Every day I could be doing something completely different, even though it's in the same industry. So, like selling any one of these products, that's all good and well. Selling a computer, that's all pretty standard. But it's the challenges working with B2B businesses. IT, it just covers such a vast range. So it's not just repairing a laptop or repairing a broken computer. Often we get into deep conversations with customers and they talk about their struggles and their challenges in business and often give them, advice or consultations and alternatives. So instead of saying, oh, I've got too much work, put another person on, well, sometimes it's just a matter of optimizing what they have and just make it more efficient so they can get more throughput, get more work done without putting on extra bodies. So a good example is just even a small business that sells products on eBay. That one person picks and packs. There's another process of getting into a computer, printing off a label, getting that information, putting into freight software. So many steps and so many pauses throughout the day. You'd be surprised that if you can automate an order coming in, then the shipping data gets loaded, printer goes off with all the packing slip, a little label printers go off with the shipping labels. It just happens so much faster, and a little business like that can do about 2 to 3 times more output having everything ready to go for Australia Post at each day. And that's generally not possible without having an IT person see, well, how we can optimize their business. So that's just only one example. But when you start looking at big business where you've got hundreds of employees, those little 1%ers, they do add up massively.
So you love saving your clients money, helping streamline all their systems, and that's why they love you as well.
Yes, most certainly. So we've got an automotive brand as a customer. I've got an NDA signed with them, but what they used to do on the online shop, within a 30-day period was this amount. 6 months later, it's this amount, and you can put that into scale just because of the implementers and changes, and also the integrations that we've done with their warehouse just to streamline, because it's all good and well that they were operating with 2 people at this level, and that was fine. But once the website blew up and started actually scaling and selling a lot more product, those 2 people weren't keeping up, and then had a knock-on effect of same-day shipping went to 2 days, went to 3 days. We brought all that back. We all integrated all those other challenges, and they're loving life. Yeah, so it's a really good result. I wish I could benefit from from their growth, but no. Yeah.
You do like to stay modest and really help your clients. Who else do you help? Who is your target market?
Yeah, so 80% of our clients is other small to medium businesses. Throughout my journey, I've worked for fairly large organisations in the IT departments and gone up those ranks. So I know the challenges and difficulties of big businesses that have lots of end users, and they come with their own different challenges and complexities, versus even just a sole trader that's spinning up. They also have challenges that are on a micro scale compared to customers like that. But we're real people, we're not fake, we're little small business owners ourselves. And if we can help empower and make everyone else, make a dollar as well, awesome.
That is so good to know. So all of the local businesses in our local area would be a great target market for you.
Yes, most certainly. So it's organic. So if we're honing in on Jim Boomba itself, there are a handful of IT people around. They all seem to be great. I don't hear any bad stories from all the other businesses locally, which is really awesome. It is really good to see local businesses doing well, and there's enough business to go around. There's customers that use us and these other services, and it just suits them, and we don't overlap, and it seems to work well. But I guess our target market is everything from Brisbane down to roughly about Bow Desert, roughly from Ipswich to the Gold Coast. That's only due to getting technicians in the car and getting out there within a fast, reasonable time, just in case you do have your business on stop, you've got employees sitting around, you've got them mumbling that they want to go home because nothing's working, and you have to pay out all this stuff while business is stopped. So that's our region that we like to cover, because we can respond pretty fast. But,
so you're an actual asset to anyone in this area, because finding help, IT or otherwise, from Brisbane or the Gold Coast is where they would normally come from. And you guys are already local, so you already got the jump. You can get there quicker. You can service these people, whereas someone from Brisbane and the Gold Coast might go, oh no, you're too far away. We can't help you, or we can't help you till next week.
Yeah, so most certainly. So in our industry, basically, we'll drive it down to 2 business models. In the IT sector, there's a sector called break fix and MSP, which stands for Managed Service Provider. A lot of these businesses, they start from one person, they scale up. They all have the MSP model in mind. And why is that? It's just a matter of basically selling subscriptions and selling licenses to business. And when you're doing business this way, it is very easy to scale up without having a lot of overheads apart from the software costs. The problem with this particular model is when something actually does happen, these businesses don't usually have on-site technicians to go out and rescue someone. So they have to engage with a break fix model, which is what we are. We're a bit of a hybrid. We're, as the name says, All I.T solutions. We try to do everything in-house, but we're not complacent. We know that we can't do absolutely everything, and that's why we subcontract and farm out services that we do offer that we can't personally provide ourselves.
That's amazing to know. What about, Peter, can you give me a great client success story?
So, great client success story. So it's probably one of our very first customers, G&T Installation, and their sub-company Equowise Installation in Seven Hills, New South Wales. They were one of our first 5 customers to come on board when I first started, when I was just by myself. And I was roughly back in 08, 09. And they're still a customer of ours today. They haven't shifted, they haven't gone anywhere else. So I think that's a great success story, because it's not often that you have a trusted partner to stick with your business for such a long time. Usually everyone likes to jump around. So that gives us the confidence that either A, they're lazy and they're not shopping around, or B, they actually have and they've done their due diligence and they're still happy with us. So we've grown that business from 3. They're doing amazing work in the insulation and like plumbing insulation and specialty insulation products.
They must really appreciate you to go all the way from New South Wales to Queensland for their IT needs.
Yeah, so that's probably an example as well. So a lot of problems that customers incur, it's not us needing to physically to get out there. So whilst we moved from New South Wales to Queensland, they are still an active customer of ours and we help them. If a computer usually breaks down, because they've got so many, they know that they can't afford downtime. So they usually have a spare computer or 2 that's in the office and they can just shift the worker onto that. We ship them out a brand new computer. They open it up upon our instruction over the phone. And then once it's connected to power, we dial in and we do all the configuration and all the help. And most phone calls that come through our support, doesn't matter where you're located, even if you're in a caravan with a hotspot, as long as we can get to that computer, we can certainly help.
That's amazing to know. And what makes you different from your competitors?
I don't know, I can be a bit abrasive and I'm not full of shit, so I'll just tell you how it is. Some customers like that and appreciate that, and other customers don't like that, and that's okay. So not every customer is a good fit for All I.T, and not all our technicians are a good fit for you, and that's okay, because there's plenty of other businesses that can serve your needs. So we're awesome at fixing computers, but we can't fix feelings.
That is good to know. Now, I just want to chat a little bit about BNI, because I hear that you're at BNI Jimboomba Thunder.
Yes, most certainly.
And you obviously love it.
I do. So Mark Darlow from Marky the Sparky, he was in a BNI chapter in Victoria and moved back to Queensland, his home state. And there was no BNI chapters within our region. And he was a big advocate to keep saying, please open one up. I want to open one up. And he was so adamant and he kept pushing. And I'm so thankful to Mark that he did push through, because we all gathered together with a small group of businesses here locally, and it went from 4 people turning up to an empty community town hall to now we've got over 27 members there, and it's just amazing.
It actually is, and yeah, congratulations to Mark. How has BNI helped your business in particular?
So BNI, with our business, we were already established, we already had a customer base, but because we're only fairly new to Queensland, so I'll take a little detour. So business is still established in New South Wales, and in 2011, 2012, I had a person named Gavin. He was a sole trader up here in Queensland, and he was doing a little bit of IT. So I made an arrangement with him for him to open up All I.T Solutions Queensland, use our branding, use our image, use our client customer base, because at the time we were working for some fairly large customers that were all Australia-wide, and we kept getting work coming in from Queensland, and it wasn't feasible for us to jump in the airplane and go to Queensland all the time. We did that wherever we could, but just by the time you do a 12, 14-hour a day round trip and flying into Queensland and flying back home, it just wasn't feasible. So we got a hold of Gavin, and he ran the Queensland for about 2012 to 2019, roughly, and he slowly wound down his business just because COVID, and it was just a bit too hard just trying to make it all work. He never scaled, unfortunately. I did try to give him some helping hands there to scale up. He would have been like a machine, because the market here was awesome. And then after COVID happened, we saw a slowdown and a reduction with the Sydney market, just because the market down there is so many services, and the people that are willing to do it a lot cheaper than us. And with our operating costs, our licensing, all the things that we need to pay for to keep us afloat, we can't operate at a nothing. So I thought about the opportunity of moving up to Queensland, taking over All I.T Solutions Queensland back off Gavin, and back in our 100% ownership, and that's how we've come here. Whilst we've been indirectly in Queensland for such a long time, we've never had my own boots or my own tech's boots on the ground here. So yeah, this is how we come about.
Excellent. And then the BNI helped your business by
Yes,
getting
yeah.
you more clients?
Yeah, so BNI, because we're roughly about, don't quote me, roughly about 4 years at the time of this recording, we've been here in Jimboomba. So being a part of BNI has certainly opened up our business and our visibility. Whilst we're here for such a long time, we didn't have the visibility locally. And now, because local businesses have us as known, trusted, we do good work, we're quite competitive on costs. We're certainly not the cheapest, but not the most expensive. And the feedback is generally good. You can just jump on any social media page and either search my name personally or the company's name. And generally speaking, it is all genuine. There's no paid things or bad reviews hidden. It is what it is. We're not perfect as well. We do screw up. We do make blunders. However, it's all transparent. And you'll find that very quickly if we've buggered up someone or we've done something wrong and we haven't all this time. We try to make anything right if we've stuffed up.
And do you have any funny or memorable BNI moments?
That's a good question. I guess the funny and the memorable moments is just also other local business owners that are also genuine people. They turn up and they may be camera shy or just shy to stand up and speak in front of people. And I guess whether it's funny at that time, but it's also great to see them evolve, because I hate public speaking. I hate being in front of a camera. I don't like this. I don't like this.
But you're always very encouraging of anyone who's scared to get up. And I really appreciate that. Like,
yes.
When you are scared to get up, Peter will always come over and say, you're doing really well. Keep going. It's okay. We're all your friends. We're here to listen.
Correct.
That makes such a difference.
So it is a bit of a trusted group. It is a closed group when we do our BNI meetings. If you want to know more, you can just jump on the BNI Southside webpage and find out what BNI is about. I'm not here to explain exactly, but I'll give you some tidbits about it. That's no problem. But it's also good from those funny moments to see everyone evolve. Everyone gets a little bit more confidently as we meet every week. We stand up, we talk about our businesses, our wins, our not such wins. So that's really good to see.
It is a very supportive network. Who is your ideal referral?
So our ideal referral is any business that is starting up. Even if you don't have a business and you're still working full time and you've got this cracking idea, on paper it can work, we're more than happy to have a consultation with you and then put you in the path of being a sole trader, setting up all your IT for your sole trading, setting up websites, your emails, your computer systems in such a way that we try not to make you pay, or that saying, poor man pays twice. Often enough, we always see people buying something and trying out for themselves. And whilst that's all good and well, I don't want to discourage that. If you want to be an IT person yourself, awesome. But if you don't and you're a bricklayer, you don't need to try to now spend 3 months on how to make a computer work and stuff. Outsource it, just pay for it because it's actually quite cheap. If you're $100 an hour and then you spend 3 months trying to muck around, do those sums, it's in thousands for something that you can pay to something small of. Getting your computer started, give it back to you and go, here you go, off and running, and then bounce ideas, and then we'll put you in touch with professional people in order to do websites and accountants and all this sort of business that we can help with. But yeah, just having our ideal referral back again is any business, even if you're a sole trader, up to a medium business with 25 staff tends to be our sweet spot where we can help you, service you. Right now, at the moment, we don't have the phone staff here to cater for businesses that have 100 employees, because that phone would be going off every 3 to 5 minutes trying to help someone. So we will eventually scale back up again, but at this point in time, a one-man show all the way through to a business that's got roughly 25 employees seems to be our sweet spot, and we can help and cater and provide the full service.
So basically, you're saying any industry with an ABN and a business, you are able to help because everybody needs IT.
Yeah, most certainly. So like when we look at 20 years ago, it was pretty rare to have even just one single computer within a household. Like in 2025, you'll not only have 3 laptops, you'll have multiple iPads. So the need of computer techs and computer services just keeps going because the amount of devices out there.
Yeah, and not everybody can understand computers. I know personally myself, I don't. One of the things that I really, really appreciated coming to your business was being able to bring the specs for our children's BYOD laptop devices to you and not understanding a single word of it, and you being able to source those computers, even secondhand, to save our families money. That was something that really resonated with me.
Yes, most certainly. So because we've come from big industries have policies in place where they can't let computers or technology age beyond a certain point. It's already factored in as they buy it with their finance and at their exit cost. So rather than stretching out a device up to 0 to 5 years and potentially having a failure, bring it in to about 0 to 3 years where they get the full support from the manufacturer, all the updates, etc., and they age it out whilst it's still working, and then they get a brand new device in. So those devices that have already been aged out may not be suitable for them and their policies and their business structure, but a good quality business machine such as that can be recycled, can be refurbished and given to much smaller businesses or homes, and it's really a cost effective, but it's also a good quality piece. You're not just not buying junk. So a good example is going to JB Hi-Fi and buying a $399 Chromebook, for instance. That $400 in a second-hand Windows 11 PC kicks all over that crappy $399 Chromebook. And if you're a Chromebook user, that's all good and well. They've got their own purpose too. But bang for buck, yes, it's older. Yes, potentially with anything second-hand, it comes with minimal warranties and it can blow up. But we try to do our due diligence. We go through the machines and we save the machines that are really good and they can be repurposed. All the ones that have had a lot of wear and tear, you wouldn't even consider them. They just get destroyed, parts get harvested, either recycled or get thrown away.
That's amazing, because that's not only great for our environment, great for our hip pocket, but it's just helping everyone everywhere. Like, you can't ask for better than that.
Yeah, well, certainly in 2025, everyone is hurting. Doesn't matter what sort of income you're earning, what your household is. We don't get involved with that. We don't stick our noses where it doesn't need to go. But the general consensus right now, at the time of recording, I'm hoping we get better and better as we get towards 2030 and everyone is more prosperous. But everyone is hurting one way or another. So by providing a cheaper solution, cost-wise, but not a cheaper outcome, I think that's a super win.
That's amazing. Now, Peter, where can your listeners find you?
Yes, you can find us, professionally is our website, which is alitsolutions.net.au. It's not .com.au, don't get confused, because there is a All IT Solutions in Queensland. They are not a part of us, they're not affiliated with us. So anywhere where you see All IT Solutions, NSW and QLD, that is us. So on our website, our social media, we're across all the platforms, and YouTube now, this is the first video that you're watching.
That's amazing. And can we have a little tease of who next month's guest will be?
Well, that is a good question. To be honest, again, not being fake, I don't have a next month's guest, but I'm sure after this recording I will have someone. But the question that I would like to put forward, and probably stolen this idea from Diary of CEOs podcast, they tend to put a question for the next visitor that comes along, not knowing who that next visitor that comes along. So I'll start that trend here. I'll put my question forward as, in 5 years' time, where do they see themselves in 5 years' time? And so that's the question I'll put forward.
That's a great question, because it's going to be so different for every single person.
Most certainly.
Yeah. Well, that is just about it. Is there anything else that you wanted to share for your first one?
Not really, just the emphasis of, doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. If it's IT, it's not IT. Just the motivation, if you've got a bit of a hobby, bit of an idea, and you're struggling financially, just turn off Netflix, turn off all this other rubbish, hone in on your little hobby, and just do it well. And you'll often find that all the successful businesses that I meet and I deal with, the business owners start from a bedroom or start from a garage, and they just keep this is their field of vision. They're not looking at and not listening to any other noise. They're just looking at this, and they just keep pedaling forwards, and they finally get there. So do it.